A manipulative person will use volatility with their emotions as a tactic to get their way, because if they can intimidate you and get you to fear their angry response, if you try to even confront them or set a boundary, well, they've won. They have achieved their end result. This is how they manipulate you to back off and stop holding them accountable, or to lay off your boundary or stop calling them out. In this video, I'm going to talk about the specific tactic that manipulative people use, this tactic of displaying emotional angry outbursts, and what you can do to stay your course with them without getting derailed by all the drama, projection, deflection, and gaslighting. Now first, for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Shaneen Megji. I'm a transition coach. Welcome to my YouTube channel on Toxicity is Not Your Destiny. My mission is to help people navigate toxic relationships in their lives from a biblical, practical, and spiritual perspective. So if you like this video and you would like to receive regular content from me on this topic, subscribe to my channel and also take a moment to click on the bell, because every single week I'm going to be bringing you a new video to empower you in navigating toxic relationships in your life. So without further ado, let's dive into the subject. Have you ever confronted a manipulative person who erupted into a rage or got really angry or emotional, and your response was to cower away or try to pacify them or try to calm them down or completely back off? Well, that was precisely the outcome that this manipulative person was aiming for when they got so angry and emotional, so that they could have their way and get you off their back. So how do you deal with this? You obviously want to be prayerful and ask God for wisdom. If you're dealing with a vindictive, manipulative person who has most of the narcissistic traits, you may need to certainly watch your safety and how you deal with such people. But in this video, I'm going to speak more into relationships with simply manipulative people, whether they have narcissistic traits or not. When it comes to dealing with these types of people, it is important to come to a place where you are secure and you're strong enough in yourself that you do not care if the manipulative person explodes when you confront them. You have come to a place within yourself where you're fine with it. You're okay with it. You have peace in yourself, and their emotions do not have the power to rattle you. If they want to explode in your face, then it's their issue. It's not your problem. It's not about you. You did not make them react that way. You are not the one who went and inserted anger or rage or all these dramatic emotions inside of them when you chose to confront them or address something with them. Those feelings were already inside the manipulative person. Your actions only revealed what they were full of already, and now it's up to them to decide whether they're going to look at themselves in the mirror and own it and deal with it. If you're someone who dislikes conflicts and confrontations and likes to keep harmony with people, you're going to have to work at getting over the uncomfortability of being in these conflict situations, because the cost of not confronting at all will eventually come at too high a cost for you, and you don't want to pay that high cost. It is easier to learn how to deal with confrontations and conflicts and come at them from a place of peace and security. So if you resonate with what I'm saying, I would encourage you to ask God for help and grace in this area. Ask Him to set you free from the fear of man and the man-pleasing spirit. You definitely want to be a God pleaser over a man pleaser, so ask God to help you become comfortable in the face of the uncomfortability of other people's unpleasant, over-the-top reactions, and that they would no longer have the power to suck you into a defiling, toxic space where they project, deflect, slander, gaslight, all kinds of things to derail you off the subject that you were trying to address with them in the first place. I want to encourage you to take courage when this happens and not to be fazed by this other person's emotional outbursts. It's really about seeing them for the broken, fallible human being that they are, and understanding that they're not greater and more superior than you. It's important for you to understand your inherent value in Jesus Christ and not be afraid to put these people in their place. Now, this doesn't mean you become aggressive and take on the same spirit of manipulation as a manipulator, but you can easily put people like this in their place by practicing loving assertion, where you are calm, collected, unmoved, yet you're not deviating from the issues at hand. And you're not allowing this person to hijack or derail the conversation. You're able to set a boundary within yourself where you know what is you and what is your stuff to own, and you can separate yourself from what is them and their stuff to own. You're able to be in the situation and also observe it from the outside with a level of peaceful detachment. And in doing this, you can keep the manipulator on point without cowering or shrinking back. So I want to reiterate that it's important for you to be very okay with this other person having their angry emotional reaction, because that's just part of their game. And once you get past their reaction and start to hit home with them, keep staying on point and not deviating from it, no matter how much the manipulator will try to make things slippery and twisted for you. Just keep holding to the main points. Don't deviate, because they will try and shift it around and throw things around and hijack with other emotional things, but you have to just keep on to them. And if they don't apologize or they refuse to address those issues and they're turning things on you, then somewhere the conversation will just have to end, and you will need to rethink that relationship with that person. The other thing to realize is that there is a way to be respectful and loving with a person while still calling things out and being very direct about it. There is a way to be loving, firm, and truthful all at the same time, and God gives us that grace. He can give you that grace. When it comes to people who manipulate, you have to be very direct with these types and not tiptoe around, because now these people will just try to shift things and turn things around on you. For example, if you confront them and they have an emotional reaction, things may get twisted around where now you are the one comforting them in their emotional reaction, and suddenly the problem you were trying to address quickly gets forgotten, and the issue gets centered around comforting and supporting this person now for all the emotions that they're feeling and going through because of your confrontation or your simple trying to address the problem. And you may somehow get accused as being the bad person, or you're being judgmental or overly hard on the person who is having an emotional reaction to your confrontation or desire to address something. Friend, this is all part of the manipulation. Don't buy into the lies and the drama. This is all part of their tactic to get you off their back. But don't shrink back. Persistently and calmly return to the points you want to resolve. In doing this, you will either affect the change that's needed and influence the other person to make needed changes, or you will bring a swift closure to that relationship, which you probably would want anyway, because there's no point being in a relationship with someone that is just going to drain you of all your emotional, physical, and spiritual resources and not make a place for you to have a voice in that relationship. So whatever happens in the interaction, it'll be good for you, because you will know very quickly if this person is willing to work with you or fight with you. And this is valuable information to know, because this tells you right away what kind of person this is and whether you want to have any kind of relationship with them. So I hope this video was helpful. If you are thinking of leaving or have left a toxic environment and you're in a season of transition, check out a free training I have put together. It is all about 3 key ways to navigate a difficult transition. These are things that brought a massive breakthrough in my life when I was going through a difficult transition. I have included the link in the description box below. If you'd like to see more content from me and have not subscribed yet, click that subscribe button and click the bell so that you can get all the alerts, because every week I'm going to be putting out a new video to empower you in navigating toxic relationships in your life. And if you have other ideas of topics you would like me to cover, please feel free to drop your ideas in the comments section. I do read your comments and I do appreciate your suggestions. And this brings me to the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.